Marcus was a super recognizer. He never forgot a face, a scent, or a sound. It was a gift until he visited the local carnival and stepped into a tent labeled the Archive of the Unfelt. Inside, there were no mirrors or clowns. There was only an old man sitting behind a glass jar. "I'll give you $1,000, the old man rasped, "for a sensation you don't use. Just one. How about the feeling of the wind on your neck?" Marcus, thinking it was a psychological trick, agreed. The man mimed a plucking motion near Marcus's ear and dropped nothing into the jar. Marcus felt a weird pop in his sinuses, walked out $1,000 richer, and indeed, he could no longer feel the breeze. It was a fair trade. The money went fast. Marcus went back. Trade 2, the ability to feel the texture of velvet. Trade 3, the sensation of brain freeze from cold drinks. He felt lighter. He felt efficient. But then, the archive moved. The tent vanished. And that's when the glitch started. One night, Marcus was eating dinner when he realized he couldn't feel the weight of the fork in his hand. Then, he couldn't feel the floor beneath his feet. He wasn't floating. His brain simply stopped receiving the signal of touch. He panicked and ran to the bathroom to splash water on his face. But as he looked in the mirror, he saw something impossible. When he touched his own cheek, his finger didn't stop at the skin. Because he had traded away the sensation of resistance, his brain no longer recognized his body as a solid object. His finger sank into his cheek like it was pressing into warm butter. He tried to scream, but he had traded the feeling of a full throat weeks ago. He couldn't tell if his mouth was open or closed. He looked down at his hands. Because he couldn't feel them, he began to lose track of them. In the mirror, his limbs were beginning to blur and drift away from his torso, like smoke in a drafty room. He was literally unraveling because he no longer had the sensory data to hold himself together. A voice echoed in the empty bathroom, the old man's voice, coming from inside Marcus's own skull. "You've run out of things to sell, Marcus. But I'm a generous man. I'll buy your heartbeat. You aren't using it for anything but nerves anyway." Marcus tried to say no, but he couldn't find his tongue. He felt a final, sharp pluck behind his ribs. The mirror now showed an empty bathroom. Marcus was still there, standing on the tile, but he was invisible, silent, and numb. He was a ghost made of nothing, forced to watch the old man walk into the bathroom, wearing Marcus's face like a fresh suit of clothes, testing out the new sensation of breathing.